Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. In this video, we are looking at the NBA slate for Tuesday. Two more games for us to take a look at. They've been on the same schedule. These four teams been playing. So we got Sixers, Miami, Dallas, Phoenix once again, both tied at 2 apiece. See what tonight brings in this Game 5 matchups between these teams. As always, if you enjoy the picks, appreciate it for the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll have a Prize Picks video out after this, so you can check that out if you play Prize Picks as well. You can check out all the other socials down in the description. My Twitter handle, Prize Picks code, the website, all is there. And let's go ahead and get started. So, at least in these four teams, we've seen the home team win every game. Philly went down 2-0 in Miami. Embiid came back. They won both home games. Same thing happened with the Mavs. So that could be something to keep an eye on if you're looking at this from like a angle of trying to target more players from the teams that's going to win. Luka Doncic is 11-4. I've been kind of blindly playing Luka on these types of slates, which, it's been fine. He hasn't had terrible games. Last game, he just couldn't buy a 3, but, it didn't matter as Finney Smith went 8 of 12 from distance for them. But he's still been putting up solid scores. The price tag is reasonable at 11-4, so I have no problem with it. It's just that if you want to shake things up, there's some other plays that you can go with when you have 3 other guys in the 8K range, nobody in the 9K range. So a big price difference from Luka to the rest of the kind of the second tier of superstars. James Harden had a monster game. He kind of turned back the clock in the fourth. He just caught fire from distance, and now his three-point percentage went to 60%, 6 of 10, which before he hadn't even hit more than 3 threes since middle of April, so it's been almost a month. But good job by James Harden, even though Embiid definitely could have taken over in the fourth as well. Devin Booker's 86. He's at a good price tag. Last game, he had to do more facilitating and do more scoring and stuff on offense once Chris Paul got ejected. He only played 23 minutes dealing with foul trouble, and I expect Chris Paul to bounce back here. He's had a couple of bad games in a row, 12 points, 5 points, both on the road in Dallas, and now he's going to be going back at home in Phoenix. Expect kind of one of those better Chris Paul games today, and the price tag on him has gone down. He's only $8,000 now, so I think he looks like a good play. I'm not too interested in Maxey here at 68. Some of these Sixers players have done better when they're at home, and now they're on the road once again. And with Embiid back in Miami, I feel like should be kind of a lower scoring game, and Embiid will probably look to take over, and they still have other pieces that can kind of catch fire from deep as Danny Green continues to rain down threes. Kyle Lowry is questionable. We don't know if he'll play or not. I think it's better for them if he just sits. He's not 100%. He's not looking great out there. He cost them 6 missed three-pointers last game, 3 of 10. Did give you some assists, but overall, I think he's probably hurting them more than helping them at this point if he's not 100%. Especially when I have a guy like Victor Oladipo there. He's another guy that didn't have a great game shooting, but he can do so many other things for them in terms of getting you some defensive stats, getting to the basket, just blowing by defenders, getting to the free throw line, knocking down his free throws. So for that reason, and assuming that there's no Kyle Lowry today, I'm putting in Victor Oladipo as the first guy at the point guard position. We saw him get up to 30 minutes. They haven't gotten much from Max Strus, so he could kind of take over those minutes very quickly if Strus continues to struggle. Other picks at the bottom would be Dinwiddie, Gabe Vincent if he's starting, if there is no Kyle Lowry. And that's kind of it at the point guard position. Over at shooting guard, top end, James Harden. He is 89 on DraftKings. He looks all right. I probably like Booker at home, though. A little bit more, 300 less, better matchup, probably better chance of it being higher scoring, and people might chase James Harden, which is definitely not a great thing to do. Brunson is 64. He's another guy that hasn't really done well for them on the road. Both games he struggled, only 9 and 13 points. He did step up nicely at home, but now that they're going back to Phoenix, I'm not sure I can really trust Brunson here at 64. I probably like Hero more if there is no Kyle Lowry back at home. And they priced up Max Strus to 5K, so he's not that appealing. I like the other options better from his team. Value picks, Milton gets some minutes for the Sixers off the bench, but nothing to really feel confident about. Only a guy that you can kind of consider is Spencer Dinwiddie at 49, but I'm going to go ahead and put in Devin Booker at home. Good price tag, gives you 50, 55, 60-point upside. Now, we know he's going to shoot a lot, and he has shown the ability to get you a lot of peripheral stats in this series as well. Over at small forward, Jimmy Butler is 95, and he's been putting up as many fantasy points, similar amount, right up there with Luka, and you're getting him for 2,000 less. Put up 40 real-life points nobody's been able to slow him down on the Sixers side. He's just been really aggressive with his shot, getting to the free throw line. He's great with the steals and blocks. So at 95, wasn't feeling great about paying that much for Butler early on in the series, but now that nobody else has really stepped up for that team and kind of taken away usage, I think Butler makes sense if he's going to continue to put up 50s and 60s. Finney Smith, monster game last time out. His price tag is back up a little bit. He's up to 59. He's still reasonable, but don't expect him to knock down 8 threes again. But if you're looking for like a mid-range play, he's a fine option. Just because he plays huge minutes, you're getting 35 to 40 out of him on a consistent basis. Danny Green continues to shoot well from the outside. 3 of 4 last game, 7 of 9 the game before. Don't know how long he'll be able to stay hot. Now they're going back into Miami, so it's not the easiest not the easiest spot to stay hot. He did well at home in front of the Philly crowd, but as soon as those shots don't fall, could get ice cold like he's been for most of the season. Then you have Cam Johnson at 39. He's at a reasonable price. He played up to 30 minutes last game, and that was because Chris Paul was limited with the foul, so they had to go to more of their bench pieces. So if somebody else is dealing with foul trouble, Cam Johnson has a path to get those more minutes, but it's also, I think he looks good for the value just considering the other options. There's nobody else in the 3K range at this position that even warrants as much attention as Cam Johnson does. And the only other guy that you could maybe take a shot on if you're feeling risky for tournaments is Duncan Robinson, because they haven't gotten much from Strus in the series. They're not shooting the ball well from the outside. The Heat fans are clamoring for Duncan Robinson to be put back in the rotation, and it's probably a matter of time before Spoelstra does do that if there's another poor game or if they start poorly from outside. You can't do much worse than like Strus at this point. So if you're looking to be a little bit sneaky, especially if there's no Kyle Lowry and they're down another body, then I think Duncan could get some run today. Over at power forward, your pay up is Tobias, the only guy over 7K, only guy above 6K here. He looks fine. Other options would be going down to the 5K range. Crowder has played well this series. You're getting Kleber, who's playing bigger minutes game after game. He got up to 34 last game. The minutes continue to increase for Kleber. Not getting much from Powell, so I do like his price tag. And then other options could be like a PJ Tucker, just because he plays good minutes for them, even though he's not a fun player to roster. But I probably like getting a little bit more up to Maxi Kleber. Hope that he can just rain down some threes. And we know that he's playing those bigger minutes now, so that's the guy I'm going to go ahead and put in. Over at center, we have Embiid at the top end. He's 10K. He played really well early on in this game, and then the fourth quarter was just the James Harden show, so he didn't have to exert much. He didn't have to take as many shots as he typically does, so that was good for him. I'm going to go ahead and put him in. It's a different spot now. Going on the road, you're going to need their best players to step up. Miami is definitely not going to slow down or not going to just fall back to them and just let them win. So I think they're going to have to rely on Embiid more and more this series, or more and more in this game. And 10K, we're still getting a very good price tag on Embiid. He's not on a minutes limit anymore. They said 36 to 38, but they said 36 last game, which is what he played. But they also didn't need him to play huge minutes or play 38 with how great Harden was doing. But if Harden is struggling, they're going to need Embiid to step up and make some shots. And then the final piece I'm going to go ahead and put in is going to be Cam Johnson, just to get to a value. You're going to need to go to some value here. Got almost 4K left for the last few spots, but if there is no Kyle Lowry, then it's easier to fit these guys in. You can maybe take a shot on definitely Gabe Vincent. Maybe if you're feeling lucky, take a shot on Duncan Robinson. But overall, that's what I got for the DraftKings side. And let's go ahead and take a look at FanDuel. All right, over on FanDuel, looking at more of a stars and scrubs type of build. We have some good value. At the point guard position, I plugged in Dinwiddie here, but other plays that look appealing to me would be going down to maybe Gabe Vincent, especially if there's no Kyle Lowry. Seeing Gabe Vincent start in his place, and at 38, he'd be a great option to put in, maybe alongside Dinwiddie, or you can play him actually only at point guard, but you can maybe squeeze Dinwiddie in at shooting guard if you needed to. Over at shooting guard, I plugged in Luka Doncic. I like him more than Devin Booker. There's only a $1,600 difference between them, so it's a lot different story on DraftKings, where Booker's only 86 and Luka's 11.4. So I'm getting up to Luka here. Other picks at this position would be Tyler Hero at only $6,000, especially if there's no Kyle Lowry today. Going further down, I like Oladipo at 49. Looks better even if there is no Kyle Lowry. Danny Green at 44 looks reasonable if you think that he can continue to hit his shots. And I wouldn't even hate Strus at 41. He looks worse on DraftKings. Small forward, I put in Butler, even though it's a high price tag. But Butler, though, he's just been playing great. He looks aggressive out there. And losing 2 straight games, I don't think Butler's going to be less aggressive. Other option would be getting down to Tyler Hero at 6K. And Bridges and Crowder are similarly priced. But Crowder's been a little bit better than Bridges in the series. I like getting down to Bullock more, though, at 48. He plays huge minutes for them. 3-point shooter, gets you some rebounds. Maybe some defensive stats will help. And then you have 4K PJ Tucker, 41 for Cam Johnson. And then Niang does play some minutes, but now back on the road, I don't know if I can trust him. And power forward, I put in Finney Smith at 58 just because he plays monster minutes for them. I think he looks like one guy that we can really count on. Other guy would be Maxi Kleber if you're looking for another value piece to put in here or alongside Finney Smith. Tucker once again, but I like Kleber more for 500. I like Cam Johnson more for 100 more. And at center, I put in MB just because he's only 10K. Good price tag on Embiid. He gives you that monster upside. We haven't seen him go crazy yet in his 2 games back, but definitely you can never count Embiid out. And he doesn't look that slow out there. He looks kind of like he's back to getting his conditioning. The first game he looked tired. In the third quarter, last game he did not. So now it's the 3rd game back. Feel like he should be good to go for like 38 plus minutes once again. Only other guy that kind of looks interesting would be DeAndre Ayton. But I probably like getting to Kleber here. I'd probably play him at power forward though. And that's all for the video. Thank you for watching. Best of luck tonight, and I'll see you all next time.